welcome to our very third episode of Pineapple Jam. We are live tonight with Hannah. She's our co-host for the series. We got Captainperth on the other line. Just give him a second. But thank you all for popping on in for our live recording on Twitch. Anyone listening to this at a later date, we are streaming our live interviews every Monday at 7 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time. You can jump in, get involved in the chat, ask some questions, and we'll pick a few out and ask our guests. But without further ado, let me introduce you to the wonderful, the Clapton himself. Captainperth, welcome on in. Cap is a wonderful Twitch affiliate, one of the community managers for Perth and a content creator for Ground Zero. Cap, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm really good. Thank you for having me tonight, guys. I appreciate it.
I'm great. it's great to finally have you on the show.
Okay, so we'll dive straight in.
Yes.
What got you so Captainperth into the Twitch community? What brought you in? What made you want to join in, jump in, and just love it?
Well, it's sort of so we in Perth we have a few staff members, including myself and obviously Pat Leatherface. We have another Perth staff member called Vex TV. I've known Vex for a good while now, probably 10 plus years maybe. And one day I found out he was streaming on Twitch back in the day, and I'd watched a little bit of Twitch in my time. I think I got into a lot of League of Legends stuff and was watching a fair bit of that. And yeah, I think we played PUBG together, and he was streaming, and it was just a bit of a rush, and it was just really cool. And I thought, well, I wouldn't mind giving that a crack, and I did. And my computer was incredibly average at the time, and just slowly sort of built up, and yeah, I suppose the rest is kind of history. But I think in terms of what got me into it and why I wanted to do it, I kind of just wanted to be a part of something else in terms of my gaming sort of communities and whatnot. I sort of had my friendship groups that were, you know, sort of gaming and whatnot, but I kind of wanted to take it that one step further. And I think well, depending on what we talk about, you'll probably find that has been the case for sure.
Yeah, oh my god, awesome. Well, Pat mentioned to me earlier as well that you have just started diving into speedrunning. And I'm really curious to see what continues to motivate you to grind so hard in speedruns, because I would just lose so much faith in myself.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always thought I was the same in that sort of mentality, that I didn't really have the drive to maybe hit that grind over and over again with something like speedrunning. But I suppose I just found a game that I thought I could probably do that, and I've always wanted to sort of speedrun something. I've been watching Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick pretty much every year. So those are a massive sort of speedrunning charity marathon that happen sort of, you know, bi-yearly or whatever. And yeah, again, so I wanted to always sort of maybe try something. I tried Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on Switch at first, and that was just a little bit technical and required a lot of grinding. So that kind of definitely found my sweet spot in terms of how much grind I could handle. And then I sort of saw some Dark Souls speed runs for the Dark Souls remastered version, and I thought, I could probably do that, maybe. I play a fair bit of Dark Souls, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a crack. And I gave it a crack, and I was actually able to do a fair bit of it. And I thought, well, let's try, let's get some runs going. So, you know, I practiced all the segments, started doing full runs. And then once you sort of do one, and you're like, oh, there's my time. And you're like, I got to beat that time. And then you do it again. And then you beat that time, and you're like, I can go faster than that. I see where I'm doing it wrong. I can do that. And then you do it again. And it just, that drive just comes naturally from wanting to improve yourself. So, like I said, I never thought I'd be like that, but I totally was.
So chalk and cheese, you go from Zelda Link's Awakening to Dark Souls.
Yeah, and it's funny, the Zelda speedrun, I would say, is 100% harder than the Dark Souls one.
Oh my god. So are you still doing Dark Souls now? What's your poison right now?
What was that? Sorry, my poison of what, sorry?
Of speedrunning. What are you currently getting?
what I'm currently running is Dark Souls Remastered. So that's the original Dark Souls game, but it's the remastered version for, well, current gen platforms essentially. So there's a few little different things in the game. Some glitches work differently because the frame rate is doubled, from like 30 FPS to 60 just because of new gen. So it changes the speed run a little bit, but it also means that you don't have to, like, the older version has to be run on like certain monitor sizes, and it can be really incompatible with a lot of gear, hard to stream, whereas DS remasters are just a little bit easier. So
Yeah, interesting. Did not know that.
Very interesting. What's next on your speedrunning? Do you have any titles planned for your future?
Well, it's funny because me and a fellow runner, B Deeks, he's a dude from New South Wales. Our initial aim was just to get on the leaderboards, and I think if I can get a decent run happening, I've basically secured that. But I'm kind of in the point now where I'm like, I really want to get a really good time now, it not just be on the leaderboard. So I think I'll probably keep grinding that for a little while. But we have sort of toyed with the idea of finding like a few other games just to get on the leaderboard for. So maybe something like, we have sort of tossed up the idea of maybe doing like Dark Souls 3 or something. But my kind of radar in terms of what I enjoy speedrunning generally involves things that don't have any kind of like out of bounds glitches, if you know what that means. Basically just means you sort of like exit the sort of map boundaries that are set by the developers, and, you know, warp yourself into wherever you sort of shouldn't be at any given time. And I just don't like those kinds of glitches, so I think anything that I do next will kind of avoid those. But that's kind of what I'm basically sticking with this for a little while longer.
Sounds tight.
Awesome. Cap, I want to get into a little discussion about GZ, which is Ground Zero for those of you who don't know. But before I do, I just want to mention for those of you watching at a later date, we did have a few audio issues at the beginning. Thank you for bearing with us. We're gonna continue on, but Cap. Ground Zero, you actually you and Grizzly Gaming were kind of the ones that introduced me to Ground Zero, and I was able to announce this weekend past that I finally have joined the team, and I'm now a content creator with you guys, and I'm super excited to like get involved with all that. But I want to know is, for you, what is GZ?
I suppose for me, GZ kind of just represents this platform of just gaming, I suppose, in its most general form. But the cool thing about it is it's a platform that persists in Perth. And I think that everyone in GZ sort of holds a vision of sort of bringing gaming, whether it be esports or casually, to everyone essentially, and normalizing it, and showing people that, you know, it's not just a sort of hobby, or you know, I think there's often you know, that sort of societal view that games are childish and whatnot, but I think GZ has this just this vision to create like a space here in Perth where it's recognised and is respected, basically. And I think everyone in GZ just holds that vision and is just bloody wonderful people, essentially, and just really driven to achieve that goal. So.
Absolutely. For those of you who don't know, GZ is Ground Zero. They're an esports organization with a ton of teams, Overwatch, Rocket League. I saw they're doing Smash, and I saw people talking about a Pokemon. Is that jokes, or because that would be?
I think that might be a meme. So there's that new Pokemon game coming out that's supposed to be like a MOBA. So I think it was a bit of a. I don't know. Maybe it might be competitive. You never know. Like, that's the thing about gaming.
Interesting.
So
imagine that'd be beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, they do dip their hands in a fair few things.
Awesome. Cam, tell us about what sort of stuff you've done with the GZ team. What kind of events, things? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's been a fair bit. I mean, at the moment, we're currently looking at planning a charity event with the Starlight Foundation. So GZ sort of does a fair bit of that kind of stuff. We'll be looking at getting like a stream event happening for that with a few of our content creators. We've also done, I mean, if you're watching the video at the moment, that was we called it a activation basically, and it happened at in Perth's Forest Chase. Essentially, Ground Zero were approached by the I believe now, I'm sorry if I haven't got this quite right, the city of Perth to do sort of, or bring like a gaming station to a thing they called Forest Live, which was kind of like an activation event for that Forest Chase shopping area. And there we hosted a bunch of our Rocket League competitive gamers. These guys had played internationally and on the Australian Rocket League circuit. And basically these guys rocked up, flew in from over east where they were competing, and came and played at this station we set up, and just basically anyone could walk up and play some Rocket League with some of the best Rocket League players in Australia, which was really freaking cool. So my sort of position in that was I did a little bit of like really impromptu casting, and just sort of facilitated people sort of getting in the seats and helping people out, and it was honestly such a great experience. So Ground Zero do a little bit of that. They recently did a Rocket League event at Escape Portal in Cannington, which is here in Perth, the land centre. They do a bunch of stuff. They also support local events as well. They're just super rad guys.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very, very cool. Cap, we will have a bunch of links on GZ, everything Cap's doing. All the links will be in the videos later on. Thank you so much for the people in chat showing interest. We'll post some links at the end as well. But let's move on to a bit of, we want to chat about Perth. So you and I, we are two of the community managers that organize events in Perth. First, tell me what kind of, what do you find that's special about the community that's kind of formed?
Look, I think Perth for the longest time has not really had like a community platform for people that want to meet, using Twitch and other streaming services. So I think we kind of had the pleasure of being able to unlock that platform and provide it to people. And I think people are just genuinely excited to make friends and just be a part of like a community of people. And we're so incredibly lucky in Perth. Like, just everyone in our community is just so wonderful and welcoming, incredibly helpful, and just really respectful of one another. So we're just incredibly lucky, and I think that's what sort of makes our community so special, is just that because we didn't have anything for so long, I think we just appreciate it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Perth communities are probably some of the best communities around. Definitely.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. And I'm not biased, I swear.
But neither am I. No, that's really great that you guys could create something for people to feel involved in and just as part of something. Like, I think that's really special, especially at the moment with everything going around and just everyone feeling probably so isolated. And you guys have built that family vibe, and there's always something, whether it be physically, like you guys having your meetups, or it be like through Twitch or through streams and through online and stuff like that. You guys always have that consistency, and it's fantastic. I think everybody appreciates what you guys do. It's real good.
Yeah, I think I agree as well, definitely. And Perth just seems to have that sort of like appreciation, that natural appreciation for one another in their community. And we're just so lucky to have that, essentially, I think.
We are.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, speaking of Perth communities, are we gonna move on?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just skipped like ahead too, but that's fine.
I don't think we skipped.
Let's go to this one, because it kind of flows
Oh no! Before that.
Yeah.
Cap, no.
Just rewind a little bit. Oh, crap.
It's all there. Guys.
I got excited.
We were doing so well. No, look, it's fine. Look,
Cut that.
Edit that part out.
From the beginning, we've always said we don't claim to like say we know everything about podcasts, but this is a journey. We're showing how we create elevate our creative skills. It's a long-term thing. Like we're just starting out. Cap's being generous enough with his time to help us mold our creation, and that's what it's all about. That's fine.
We also can't read. So fine. We didn't just spend a few days putting this together.
Yeah, it's fine. Cap, you've made leaps and bounds in like your journey through Twitch. You've been doing it for quite a while now. Can you tell me, throughout your time, what's kind of the best advice you've kind of been given? And if for a new stream is like trying to make it on, well, not really make it on, but like entering the industry, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, I think the first one is just start. A lot of people will and ah and go, oh, I don't have the gear, or my computer isn't that great. But if you're really committed to just giving streaming a go, just do it. You can literally do it off your phone. Just give it a go. Get in front of the camera. Find something that you enjoy playing that your computer can run, in conjunction with a stream. Your stream doesn't need to be, 1080p, running Call of Duty at, a million FPS. Like I know guys that got partnered off, running 240p streams playing Mario. So at the end of the day, just give it a go. Just start. But I mean, beyond that, there is a few key elements, I think, to making it on Twitch. I got to say, I'm doing okay on Twitch, but I mean, if I stuck to these, I'd probably be doing much better. You want to be consistent. That is consistent in everything you do. Have a schedule, consistently stream a particular game. Variety is okay. It will work if you stick at it, but sticking with a particular game or theme or something will help you sort of propel your content in a particular direction, and people will know what to see every time. Again, you need to have a schedule. That's something I've never had, and I think I pay for it. But if you have a schedule, people will know when and where to find you. They'll keep coming back. Just enjoy it as well. If you're not feeling up to it one day, just don't go live and just say, sorry guys, not feeling it today. That's okay. It's a very human emotion. Look, beyond that, I think networking is a really important thing as well. That's why Captainperth is just so valuable and unique. We have the ability to sort of network amongst our peers here in Australia and Western Australia in particular. Find people near you. And, once you start sort of hosting one another and getting to know each other, you end up sharing little communities and pockets of communities together. I mean, I know that like you and I, we share quite a lot of viewers and friends through Captainperth and whatnot. And I got to say, through other streamers like Grizzly Gaming 86 and Dano, that just shows every time, and that networking is so important. So I think just start, just do it. You don't need the best gear ever. Just do a bit of work and get your mic sounding nice. Don't worry if you don't have a webcam, just get in there. Be consistent in everything you do and network, and you'll have a good time. And that's probably the last one, is just have fun. If you feel like it's a grind, or you have to go, I'm going to go and grind some Twitch, I don't know. In my mind, I just feel like that is the right attitude to have.
I think that's amazing advice.
Yeah, that's
just
amazing
start,
advice.
And
Yeah.
especially these days, everyone thinks they need to have like top of the range stuff, like spending thousands of dollars on gear and setup, and like theoretically you don't need that. And I've made some amazing friends over the last year.
The poster boy.
I just like things, okay? I just like shiny things.
Yeah, like I've met people, I've met so many cool people through YouTube. Like it just shows how
It's so cool. I'm a firm believer, like touching on your finding your local people, firm believer in joining your local stream, like Twitch community, because there are Twitch meetup communities around the globe. So do yourself a favor. If you're into Twitch, you just like the community, go check it out. Twitch meetups has a website, and all the cities that have it are there. Check it out. Get involved with the locals, because it's amazing making friends across the world. But it's I feel like local social interaction is so important, and like it helps you grow. Like I'm a big firm believer, and that is definitely a step like everyone should take.
Sounded
Yeah.
nice, lads.
100%. Just to go back to what you were saying before, Hannah, is like, I think with that sort of perception that you need the best gear and all that kind of stuff, I think that just comes literally from watching people on Twitch and stuff, you know, because you watch a streamer because you go, oh, I wouldn't mind streaming. And then you go, oh, look at all the gear they have. But people don't realize that a lot of these people that are streaming, you know, look at me. I've been streaming for 3 years. This setup I have here, I mean, whilst it's pretty good gear, I mean, that's come together over 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't just drop that all initially.
Absolutely.
So, like, that's another thing is just let it be, like I said, just start and then slowly add to it over time, you know, and then support that stream over time and build it. And then you can look back and go, I mean, I look back at some of my clips and I just go, oh my
That's
God.
what I'm excited for.
That is utter garbage.
Yeah, I totally relate. Because when I first started streaming, I was playing on a computer that all I could run was Minecraft. That's literally all I did, and I was forced to stream for the first 3 to 6 months Minecraft, and like low resolution, anything else, like super low, and it was so scuffed. But like I've been streaming for about 3 years now, like slowly, piece by piece, and then I just like the dopamine rushes now. Now I was like, oh,
totally.
Can I buy something? There's a new kind of stream thing come out. Let's go get it. Yeah, firm believer. Like you don't like the things that you buy aren't gonna make you good at Twitch. It's all about the personality, like getting into it and just like creating content and like like learning along the line.
Yep. Yeah, you don't need to be the best from the get-go. You just need to start.
Exactly.
Love it. All right, I think I'll ask the question now, the one I've been waiting to ask.
Go.
If you could collab with anybody, who would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, we didn't prep you on.
Who would I collab with?
Yeah.
Do you know who I'd probably collab with? Is like, I'd love to do, like, I'm such a big story nut when it comes to games, especially games that do story particularly well. And I'm going to go back to it, and anyone that knows me from my stream that's in the chat at the moment is going to be like, oh, Sai, here we go again. But the lore of Dark Souls is just astronomically incredible. It is like J.R.R. Tolkien grade stuff, right? So I would love to do like a collab with someone like Epic Name Bro, and he's a really well-known lore streamer for the Dark Souls series, and just doing like just running through the game and just spitballing stuff and just, you know, something like that. I just think would be so damn cool.
Cool.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'd like to say let's make it happen, but
Yeah, we try like kind of like a secret kind of goal of the podcast is kind of like trying to network people, like meeting new people to try and create stuff together. Not sure if we can help with that one.
To be honest, the time zones will probably never line up. So
just do it.
don't feel bad.
Okay, all right. We got one last question before we move into the rapid fire round, and it's a doozy. All right.
It's a big deal.
A doozy.
It's a doozy.
I don't know if I'm ready for this. I just ate a really hot curry. I might pass out.
We want to know if you could change anything about the streaming industry, what would it be?
His brain's going. Look at that smoke.
Oh God.
Because it's not a perfect.
That is such a good question. You're right. It's not perfect at all.
It's not a perfect industry. What would you change?
I think I'd try and change the perception that small streams aren't worth watching.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that just go straight to your standards, like, you know, your Dr. Disrespects and your ninjas and all that stuff. And those are great guys. Like, they have incredible content and they're worth watching. But like, if you spool up Twitch and you just go to like a random recommended channel, just go and jump in there and just see what kind of person they're like. And if you like their stuff, stick around. If not, find another. I think that's the beauty of Twitch, is like you just find so many people to like just say hello to, which is really cool. So I think that's probably the main thing I'd want to change is just this sort of perception that small streams, Now I kind of want to change my thing, but that's okay.
Okay, what's the second thing you change?
Well, I suppose another thing I'd probably want to change is the perception that like the money side of Twitch is everything as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get into streaming because they're like, I'm going to make billions of dollars. And it is, let me tell you right now, it is not like that.
No.
It is not like that. And you need a very unique blend of luck and good personality and or immense gaming skill, of which I have very little of those three, to get that cranking. So like, yeah, I think just like, I wish I could just infuse this idea into people that you should probably stream if you feel a passion to do it and you want to meet new people as well. And just be a part of like the Twitch ecosphere and community. Like that's a big thing I think that is missed in a lot of newer streams. And I think with that, not to sort of badger on about it, but like a lot of etiquette has been lost in the sort of Twitch game these days, just because I think people are just so I don't know, just so keen to make the Twitch dollars. You know?
I think what it is in the last year, there's just been a huge influx of new streamers, and those new streamers are like building off the new streamers. So the etiquette that was like slowly being built is now so diluted, like not everybody.
Completely eroded.
Yeah.
It is all about personality too, I find. And like those big, like, yeah, they're great at what they do, but they lose their personality. You know, it's like that they have to, these small streamers, that's where all the personality
Yeah. Actually, that going back to that was actually really shocking for me, because like for me personally, I've only ever watched smaller based streamers, like smaller communities, like not the top 1%, like the ones that have like thousands and thousands of views.
New streamers could be due. Definitely new streamers.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things though, Pav. Like, I mean, how long have you been streaming for now?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, you sort of joined Twitch when maybe like streaming as a hobby was maybe just sort of taking off, maybe hadn't really hit that sort of like saturation point quite yet. It was kind of getting there.
Before the saturation hit. Like,
that might be why you don't
6
mind.
months ahead,
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That might be why you kind of gravitate more towards smaller streamers, because when you started like watching Twitch a lot, like you probably had more access to that. Whereas I think a lot of people like now, they just gravitate straight towards the bigger streamers and I mean, look, each their own. If that's what they want, go for gold. Like, it doesn't bother me, because there is plenty of people that don't want that, and that's cool. But I think there's just people that probably wouldn't even really give it the time. And I think you find some absolute gems out there.
Absolutely. Like so many of our friends, like in the community, and like a few across the pond and around, like they are some of the most entertaining people I've ever watched, and like
big time.
And it's like, yeah, like you're gonna get entertained like this, but watching someone with a few less views, you're gonna actually be able to interact with them, and that's what it's all about for me. I don't know. Like, shouldn't hop on about it because there's content for everyone. It's not saying that's less important than.
Oh, not at all. No, it's just giving it a go. I suppose is the main thing.
Yeah, it's just what I'm about. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rapid fire?
Yes. Let's holler into rapid fire. I don't know what I'm saying. Holler into rapid fire. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you go first.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Would you be a hunter or a gatherer if you were with a tribe?
I would probably be a gatherer. I don't think I could like harm an animal, honestly. Like I know you're vegan, Pab, but I could easily eat one. But like I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, man. I'm sorry.
Your go-to ice cream topping.
Oh, ice cream topping. The ice magic, chocolate ice magic. But actually, you can get a mocha one as well, which is really, really good.
Oh, I didn't know.
Do you let it set?
It's like, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Sometimes I put way too much on and it like sets onto the bowl, and then you're like scraping off the bowl, and it's just like, oh man.
Yeah, that's the worst. And then you can't get it off. It goes in the. You're trying to like wash it, and it's just.
Yeah, and then it takes it. Well, hot water.
Oh, mind blown. What's your favorite season?
My favorite what? Sorry.
Season.
Season.
Yeah.
Oh god, paprika, smoked paprika. Is that a season? What do you mean, as in like?
You know what? Perfect answer.
Can you tell I like cooking?
Hannah was looking for like summer, autumn, but you know what? Paprika is perfect. Perfect answer. I love it.
Yeah, okay, that one went straight over the top of my head. I think you said seasoning for some reason. Anyway, sorry.
Who do you support in the big debate? PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Nintendo.
Oh man.
Okay, you know what? Take PC out of there because PC you
I
can
thought I had
do.
to be fair and add PC.
Nah, take PC out of there.
Get butthurt.
PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo.
So hard. Honestly, I probably support either. I love Sony for their exclusives, but I think their business model is just so like dismissive of like everyone, because it's always like a heap of exclusive titles, and they're just so ruthless about holding like consumers, whereas Xbox is very happy to share between
I think it's easy to be wanting to share the thing when you have the lower popularity.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're definitely right. Yeah, so it's definitely a retrospective thing, because they'd probably be, if they were in Sony's position. So I don't know. Maybe probably Nintendo, because they just do their own thing, and they just don't care. And also they make Legend of Zelda, which is my favorite like gaming series of all time. So yeah, let's go Nintendo.
Okay, my fave, Merlin or Gandalf?
Oh, Gandalf. Yeah, literally any day. Gandalf.
You can ask your next question as well.
Oh yes, this one's also my favorite. I have two favorites. If Voldemort offered you a hug, would you take it?
If who offered me a hug?
Voldemort.
You should not be named.
Oh, I can't believe you said his name. I mean, do I know he's Voldemort?
Yes, I think everyone would know it's Voldemort. Yes.
All right.
He has a
Okay. He's not like in disguise or something. He hasn't drunk one of those potions or something.
No, he's
Clearly
Voldemort.
not.
Yeah.
Look, I probably wouldn't know, because I think I'd probably be like a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
You know, I get around my bro Harry. You know, I don't want to make Harry feel bad because I'm hugging the guy that wants to kill him.
Yeah. Bros before villains. Okay.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
Pepsi Max.
I was about to say, I'll go Coke over Pepsi, but Pepsi Max over Coke.
Yeah, actually, Pepsi Max just brought out mango flavored Pepsi Max. I know we're giving Pepsi a lot of screen time right now, but it is incredible.
Yo, I mean, Pepsi, you want to sponsor the podcast? Actually, I don't know if I'd take that. Never mind. Carry on.
I mean, I would. Pepsi, like, I'm here still.
Caps free. Sweet or savory?
Ooh.
These are meant to be easy.
That's hard. That's really hard, because like I'm one of those people that it depends on how I'm feeling at the time.
Oh.
How do you feel? I mean, you have curry for dinner.
I mean, you
now I feel like sweet because I've had the curry already, so I feel like a little sweet nom nom. But
Mango Pepsi.
I think most of the time I'd probably go sweet.
fair.
But it'd be like a 55-45 kind of deal.
Nice. Okay, yeah, fair. I'm gonna ask that one right at the end because I want to take some viewer questions.
Yeah, I did see one.
We've had a few. I had Hyena come in on the Instagram DMs, wants to know about how you feel about that magnificent win last night in Fall Guys.
Yeah, dude, that was absolutely nuts. So, like, if anyone's played Fall Guys recently, you'd know kind of it's like a blend of like that game show Wipeout crossed with like a battle royale game. And me and my mate Grizzly Gaming 86 did like a collaborative stream last night, and we played that, and it was just like way more fun than I thought it would be fun, but I didn't think it'd be that fun. And then I managed to get 2 wins, and it was just bonkers, absolutely bonkers.
I want to try that game.
It's so much fun. I love it. Probably gonna play a bit after stream.
Hell yeah.
I wish I got that clip on to show the stream because that was hilarious.
Oh, dude, it was like because like the whole thing, that particular game mode is like you have to catch a tail off someone, and the person with the tail at the end is like the overall winner. And like the guy just ran in front of me accidentally, and then I stole the tail, and then we're just like, oh! It was just so funny. It was so funny.
That would give me so much anxiety.
We had, I think it was Ronan asking what beard shampoo you use.
So I don't really use a specific beard shampoo. I use like just Head and Shoulders to keep it dandruff free because beard drift is a thing, and you got to be careful. But I use a beard balm by a Australian brand called Ned, N-E-D. And I also use it's like a beard. Would you even call it? It's just like a beard mousse that you just chuck in if you just like, I don't really want a balm. I want a bit of mousse, and then that's what I use.
That's great.
We got another one from Ronan, a little bit of a controversial one. What do you think about auto hosting?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but one thing I don't like is it probably goes back to that sort of etiquette thing is like when people ask you to put them on your auto host list, it's like a real imposition, because if you're like, I don't know, you might not have really watched their stream before, or you don't really know who they are, or you haven't met them much, like people just really step off the boundaries a fair bit. I think personally, in terms like auto host lists work really well when you're a big streamer, and you have people that just lurk in your channel all the time. But for the smaller communities, I don't think auto hosting works all that incredibly. I mean, sometimes you might capture like a random person here and there, but I think the best thing about hosting is just the natural, organic host after a stream. I think that beats auto hosting in its entirety. I mean, again, everything helps to sort of get your channel out into the sort of wider sort of Twitch sea, but auto hosting I don't think is the biggest boon.
I definitely agree. I don't think auto host actually does anything unless you're a massive channel.
Yeah, so and it's not something that I would, as a newer streamer, it's definitely not something I would chase. What I would be focusing on is networking with people that do similar like games to you, networking with people with similar mentalities, similar communities, and a big one is similar time frames or time zones. So you kind of share those viewers and that kind of thing, and look after one another that way rather than auto hosting. Because another thing is, like, not that I really care, but auto hosting doesn't show up, so you don't know if someone's auto hosting you. So I mean, in terms of it being like, if you're trying to sort of I don't know, just show your appreciation to someone, like you have one notification that pops up in someone's email saying you've been added to their auto host list, and then that's it. Whereas if you are hosting someone after a stream, like you're like, here you go, I like you as a person, I like you as a streamer, and I want to share my community with you. I think that's a much more significant thing.
That would mean more, I think, for someone.
Definitely. All right. Well, we are hitting our cap, so to speak.
We don't hit people.
Yeah, don't hit me. I'm sensitive. I bruise easy.
We gotta finish this up. So we wanna ask you our very last question, and that is, what do you spread on your toast?
I thought you said toes for a second there, but I realised what was going on.
Man, that's a whole different stream. Come back after dark.
I literally just really enjoy. Okay, two things, right? When we could travel the world, Kaya toast is amazing. I don't know if you guys have had Kaya toast before.
I haven't even heard of it.
I don't really know what it's made of, but it's like a Malaysian thing they put on toast. It's like a sweet, buttery thing.
Yeah. Is it like brownish, like goldenish?
Yes. It's like a jam style thing. I don't really know what it is. Someone in chat might be able to elaborate, and then you guys can pick that out.
Yeah, well, don't know what that is.
But yeah, that's like one of my favorite things, but my all-time favorite's just literally butter and Vegemite.
Standard. It's like very patriotic of you.
I just like Vegemite.
I'm still waiting for the day someone else says salt on toast.
Me too.
Because
Salt on toast.
Oh my goodness,
Yes!
Has anyone tried that yet since last week's stream? Like, I would just please let me know. I have salt on toast.
I'm probably gonna bring this up
So
every.
good.
I'm probably gonna bring this up every
And
episode.
then we'll get someone who tries it. And you know what, Hannah? You were right. It's freaking awesome. And please try.
You don't.
Just have Vegemite. That's basically the same thing.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's less effort though. Just
You
shake it on top.
But the salt. Do you butter it or something?
No.
Doesn't the salt just roll off?
No, because it falls in like the little hole in the toast. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it
Toast
fall?
it's
What if
like-
you have like really holy toast? It's gonna fall through the toast.
Yeah, probably. You just look it up
Probably.
on a plate. You guys just.
We gotta get Hannah a jar of Vegemite. We can't let travesty continue.
I get her a jar of salt.
Thank you. You know, butter. I also only have butter on toast and not in sandwiches. Cannot do butter in sandwiches.
I can understand
Depends on the
reasoning
sandwich.
there.
Because I find butter's quite sweet. And then
Oh,
sandwich-
okay, not that reasoning.
Oh, what was your reasoning?
Because the texture can kind of be weird with the butter
Oh,
on
yeah,
a fresh
yeah.
bread over. I can understand that. I don't agree because I like it. But I mean, I understand. But it's sweet. Oh,
Like it has this.
yeah, okay, I can understand. It's a.
I mean, to be fair, I
Actually,
only
don't.
have like literally cheese in my sandwich.
But how's that different to with being on toast?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, probably because it
on
melts.
toast. Yeah.
It's not like a because butter's. Oh, this is a good question. Butter's kind of like jelly, right? Sort of.
Where are you going with this?
It's kind of like It's kind of like a non-translucent jelly, so it doesn't like melt in a sandwich.
Oh, I see.
So it retains that sort of like buttery jelly kind of texture. So maybe you just don't like that texture, Hannah.
I think that might be it. I mean, I kind of went off butter when I realized how much of it was actually in caramel slice as well.
There's a
I mean,
lot.
caramel slice, a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, we digress.
that was fantastic, Cap. Thank you so much
Salt on
for
toast.
being on and chatting to us. It's been awesome to have a little insight about you and a bit of your advice. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. That was lots of fun.
I've taken so much of your advice already.
Good. Low
Yes.
key, a lot of these questions were like loaded questions for Hannah, because we're trying to encourage Hannah to start streaming on her channel a bit more.
Just start, Hannah.
Just freaking do it. Just do it.
Runs out the door.
Gotta get out of here. All right, guys. Like any good jam, don't forget to spread this jam on the toast that is the internet. Spread it. Yeah. Share on social. Share the stream. That's what that means. All right. For those of you who didn't already know, share it. Spread it. All right. Spread it. Not like okay. Spread it.
You mean, yeah.
No. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.